I'm so grateful to meet you, Professor Carlson Anyangwe, and I'm delighted that you were there in the 4th conclave. But what is your take so far?
I think what we've done is a great job. We've taken a decisive step forward, and I think the government will set up, will start taking some major decisions and things that will enable us to get to Buea as soon as possible.
Yes, I'm also conscious of the fact that you have been very close to all the conclave. Is this what will you tell me if I ask you if this was special?
This one was a watershed conclave, the defining moment in this struggle, and I'm very happy that everybody who attended this conclave came with a sense of purpose. We worked very well. All the delegations from all the continents in the world came here. We all sat, worked, and took some major decisions. And that's why we have a government.
Thank you very much. We are delighted to speak to you.
Thank you.
So, just like continuing. Yes. My name is Walter Svondo. Actually, I'm here to get more information about the 4th conclave, and you happen to be one of the delegates. But now, I want to have your own opinion as far as this conclave is concerned.
Yeah, I'm in there, Frederick. I'm the representative of the Governing Council Consortium. The 4th conclave, as well as the other conclave, was very successful. We started in notes of optimism, and we have added to the conclave, putting in place many good things which will carry forward the struggle. We don't even call it now a struggle, but now a government, and we are talking about a newborn nation that we have just given birth to. So the conclave has just come to watch the baby.
Okay. So are you convinced that what you felt as far as this conclave is concerned is very distinguished compared to the past conclaves?
Not being convinced, but saying that we are always on a progressive ladder. As we change from one conclave to another, we are coming with a new event. So I want to sincerely say that we have just come to this conclave to concretize the independence we had on 1st October.
All right, thanks very much. I'll be coming to you back at some point.
You're welcome.
Let me just proceed. Yes. We are so delighted that we are here to know what happened during the 4th conclave, and we are right at the premises where the conclave took place. But we realize that you are almost on your way. Please, will you mind to tell us something more about what happened during the conclave?
Well, I think we've just come to the end of the 4th conclave. This was a very, very important conclave, which was going to decide the future of the newborn nation of Ambazonia, the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. We now have a government which is going to be constituted in the days ahead, and this government is going to move us to Buea.
Okay. Are you convinced that what the conclave deliver from what you have just said is something that is promising?
It is. You know, after the events of the 22nd of September and the 1st of October, the people of Ambazonia overwhelmingly told the world that they were ready. They were ready to restore their independence, and that was done on the 22nd and celebrated on the 1st of October. And now, we now have a government which is going to take us to Buea.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Now we are right at these premises, and I see that the delegates are almost getting ready to go back to their respective countries, and the atmosphere seems to be so full with happiness, but we are not very sure actually how the conclave went. So we want to find out from you. You happen to be one of the delegates and even one of the organizers of this 4th conclave. Will you try to give us more information about the conclave?
Yeah, I'm Dr. Henry Kimeng, one of the hosts of this conclave. I'm really excited that we hosted this great occasion, that it would go down in the history as one of the events that is marking the way forward for Ambazonia, Federal Republic of Ambazonia. So we are very delighted that the events went on successfully under a peaceful atmosphere. We deliberated on all issues affecting the people of Ambazonia, And we are moving from this conclave stronger than ever before, and assuring all Ambazonians that from now onwards, the team that has been put in place, headed by President Sisiku Ayuk Tabe, in the shortest possible time, would move Ambazonia to a free, democratic society. And we are trusting God that with His help, within the shortest time, our people will be free. Everybody is living here determined to put every iota of strength and resources to make sure that we chase away the stupid enemy, La Republicj, from our territory within the shortest possible time. And I want to assure the people that they should remain firm and resolute behind their leaders, and that their leaders will take them to the promised land. Thank you.
We are so delighted, and people are so grateful that this venue was really unique. And you happen to be the architect, or so let me say one of the architects who did everything to locate this place. Why this location?
Yeah, this location is secure, is safe, and has a background history of many other countries that have had to meet in this great citadel of learning to carry out major decisions that affected many other African countries. And we are lucky that Ambazonia is having the opportunity to take such major decisions on this great campus.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes. Perhaps just an interview. So we are so grateful to talk with you, and as a senior person with this struggle, with long-time experience, you happen to be present in the conclave. May I ask you what is you are feeling after this conclave?
Firstly, I want to thank you for the opportunity and thank everybody that came for this fourth conclave. I want to say that it is historic, and the decisions, the resolutions, the determination is definitely pointing to the dream which many of us have had. I was just telling Dr. Elizabeth there that in my thesis, which I wrote in this same university, I declared that this country was going to separate along its colonial inherited boundaries based on my comparison with Canada and knowing what is happening in Quebec and that kind of thing. So what has happened is the will of the people according to natural law and international law. We are moving step by step, and we will come to realize our dreams, our rights, as defined by natural law and international law. There is nothing that will take us back. Those of us who have been in the struggle for long, why did we hang on? Why did we continue to kindle the hope and assure the people that we are winning? Because we know that our struggle is not only legitimate, it is just and based on international law. We are violating no rule.
Thank you very much.
And what I would like to say is that we take before coming here, I read something on WhatsApp. I don't need to mention the name of the person. He wrote that Maurice left, the Republic of Ambazonia has left, Skill, that is SCYL, has left, and Ambazonia Governing Council has left, and that it is SCNC and Compo that are providing the lifeboat for Skaku. What I said is that I didn't regret if he was writing it from a negative perspective. It's just that if he reads the constitution of the SCNC, whose mission is defined as to unite all southern Cameroonians for the restoration of the state, he will know that he is what we have been doing. We are remaining faithful to our defined mission of the SCNC.
All right. Thank you very much. I think we are now deeply rich with the information, and I think that people are now more motivated and they have a sense of direction.
Certainly.
Thank you. Well, we are right here still at the conclave and the environment where the conclave took place. As I walk and come, I'm right here with the Secretary General of Conclave, Mr. Milanate. So I want to get his own opinion about the conclave. SG, I think I'm glad that we happened to meet you in time when we came for the coverage. And you happen to be the Secretary General of the Governing Council and present in the 4th conclave. I think we'll be so grateful to know your own opinion about how the conclave all went.
Well, every single conclave, this is the 4th conclave, every single conclave that has been organized has come with its challenges. And every single conclave that we've organized has always produced results. Somehow we always end up stronger. And I think this particular conclave is testament to that. It had its problems, just like all the other ones. We had our concerns, but at the end of it all, we came out with some resolutions. We now have our president, and in the coming days, I think we will see the results, and the resolutions that come out of this conclave will demonstrate just how much work was done here.
Yeah, so in brief, why do you look at this conclave to be unique?
Well, this conclave is unique because for the first time it was expanded. Unlike previous conclaves where it was limited to members of the Leadership Council or the Governing Council, this particular one was expanded and included country coordinators, heads of departments, and in fact the chairman went as far as inviting some special guests of his to be part of it.
All right. Thank you very much. I think we'll be coming back to you at some point.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So we are just still at the premises where the conclave took place, and we have been interviewing some people who belong to the Governing Council. And so the next person that we are talking to is the Vice Chair and a prominent man of the struggle, Mr. Tasang Wilfred. Mr. Wilfred, I'm glad that you were here in the 4th conclave, and may we find out from you your own opinion, what you think about the conclave.
I think the conclave went well. God was the chair of the conclave. We finally brought it to a successful conclusion, and we are trusting God that after this, the way forward will be smoother, that He will bring down the mountains and fill up all the potholes, and that we will not suffer delay on our way to the homeland anymore.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm so delighted, and I think we are so grateful to talk to you. We'll be coming back to you at some point. Now I'm going to continue to move, and here with me is one very sensitive figure as far as this struggle is concerned. All of you know him by person. So, sir, we happened to meet you just in time when you were about to leave. May we get your own opinion about what you think about the 4th conclave?
I think the 4th conclave, according to my understanding, has been a success in terms of what the conclave wanted to achieve with its main participant, with those that they invited. It is my hope that the resolutions obtained during this conclave, the conclave itself, its participants, the members of government, will be able to sell out this resolution to the wider public, to the wider Southern Cameroonians, because it takes communication to be able to sell out what was obtained here. So it's my hope that that is being sold out, and for the people to buy it, to support the new structures which have been put in place. Of course, as far as I'm concerned, as the son of the soil, the Southern Cameroonian, I'll keep on doing what I've been doing possible to help the struggle move forward. I'm optimistic that the future is bright for Southern Cameroon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Mark Barata talking to us live from after the 4th conclave. Next to me, and I move closer, is a very popular and a very dynamic man in this struggle. I'm talking about Chris Heno. Just at the time that he was about to leave, we caught up with him, and I feel that he will be very very, very free to express himself as far as this conclave is concerned. So, Mr. Criseno, please, may we ask you that what is your take as far as this fourth conclave is concerned?
I would say I have my reservations, but I am glad they were able to come out with an interim government at the end of the day. In the days ahead, we're going to see what that government looks like.
Okay, so do you feel that the idea of coming with a new government is something worth as far as this when we look at this struggle?
Absolutely, that is what we had asked for recently in one of our editorials, and I'm glad they did so. Again, the issue is not about forming a government, it is what kind of government, the kind of people who make up the government, and the agenda of the government.
So, what last word do you have to tell the people?
I would tell the people to rise up more than ever before. Resist La Republicj du Cameroon. Arrest their duos, arrest their gendarmes, and ask for a ransom. Take their weapons, use them to guard yourself and protect yourself. This battle has just started.
Thank you very much. So this was the editor-in-chief of the Cameroon Journal.
The Cameroon Journal has changed.
No, he's not yet there.
He's not yet there.
He's still coming.
Oh, yes. So we are going now to continue with the interview. And I was so delighted that we met the editor-in-chief of the editor-in-chief of the Southern Cameroon Journal. So he was right here in the conclave, and I feel that this conclave brought a cross-section of the people in the world. And now we are moving closer now to talk to one very important personality in the struggle. I'm talking about His Excellency Ayuk Tabe. So we are almost running out of time, and I feel that we are now live with this interview now. So we just want to find out some quick questions from you, Your Excellency, because we know the time is running out, and we happen to got in touch with you just at the end of the conclave, just we're about to leave. So may we find out from you what is your own take regarding this conclave?
Well, we are so happy that the conclave has come to an end. We are happy. Look at the smiling faces as people are leaving the conclave. It means they are satisfied. And if they are satisfied, then I am satisfied. And we hope that when the resolution will be published in a short while, our people will be satisfied. We all know that our restoration struggle has gone to a totally new level as from today. And we hope that within the next couple of weeks, so much will happen that everybody will give us credit that for this conclave having been a propeller.
You sounded so positive, but then I want to find out that why do you look at this conclave as something unique?
Because this is the conclave that started the government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. And so it's a unique opportunity which will not happen again. Any other thing that happens now, we'll be talking about the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, which I am very humble to be called leader. We are hopeful that within the next couple of weeks, so much will happen to tell the world that we have restored the independence of the nation.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Yeah. Okay, so we just have to continue now with the interview, and the next person that we are coming to talk to is Dr. Leet. I could say professor and a lecturer, so from the education department. She is always ready at all time to receive us, and I think that is a good opportunity, especially just as she's on her way to fly out of the conclave premises. Doctor, please, may we find out from you, you were present during the fourth conclave, what actually is your own opinion regarding this conclave?
Well, I think overall it's been a successful conclave. Obviously, the speakers who've gone before me have told you the things that we've achieved during this conclave. What I want to say is that it has come from a place of hard work, endurance, and just I want to take this opportunity right now to talk to the rest of our Ambazonian citizens that nothing that leads to success is ever easy. And so what happened here was that people came here determined to pave a path forward, create a roadmap to the destination that we all dream and hope for, and that there will always be hurdles on the way, but that, you know, if you're determined, you keep overcoming those hurdles until you reach your goal. And I think that's what we did here today. We got to the place where we wanted to do in terms of resolutions and plans for the future. And to me, that has been a resounding success.
Yes, we have just been informed that the conclave came out with some resolutions, and one of those is to form a government. Do you think that is a good idea?
I think that is a good idea. You know, we declared our independence and restoration of our statehood on the 1st of October, although the consequences and the outcome were tragic in many ways. But what we did today is a way to tell the world that we are determined, and with the government in place, we can now take it to the next step, the diplomatic level, where we can talk to as government to other governments, and so they should take us seriously and know that this wasn't a joke. It wasn't, an accident what we did on the 1st of October. So we are going forward. There is no turning back, and we will get to Buea one way or the other. There is no turning back.
Oh, thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
So now, we are just about to graduate from the conclave this morning, which has been a really hard work from people coming from all the countries representative of the world, and it was quite a 4 days deep hard work in order to come out with the next resolutions so that it should take the cause forward. Here with me is a seasonal and a renowned reporter of this conclave, whose work has been very promising and keeping the people informed. So, I am here with Mr. Milton. Please, you happen to be throughout in this conclave, and we will be very glad to get your opinion as far as this conclave is concerned.
Fellow citizens of Ambazonia, we're very glad to have finally come to the end of Conclave 4. I want to present to you the official resolutions of the conclave that have been signed by His Excellency Sisiku Ayuk Tabe, the first interim president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Fellow citizens, it was a great conclave. The deliberations were frank, they were deep, and the collective of our people were very focused to ensure that the journey to Buea is shortened. Without a doubt, there were some challenges, but we managed to keep the house in order for the collective interests of the 8 million Ambazonians, as well as the thousands of our citizens that continue to flock into Nigeria, unfortunately, as refugees. As resolutions, the conclave in sitting applauded the courage and determination of the Ambazonian people towards a quest for self, determination, and independence. Mindful of the genocide perpetrated on our people, the conclave endorsed actions by the judiciary arm that has taken Mr. Paul Bian and the members of his Central Court to the International Court of Justice, and we called upon that International Court of Justice to investigate these acts of arson and terrorism against the people and bring the perpetrators to justice. The conclave sent the deep condolences to all the people that were massacred by the terrorist government of Yaoundé, and equally sent words of support to citizens that were maimed, were wounded, were bruised and raped, those that are currently held up in the detention centers, and those that are still in bushes. We spoke to a lady who is currently in a hospital after being in bushes for almost 2 weeks for fear of the illegal arrest by this genocidal government. The conclave assured victims of these atrocities that the people of Ambazonia and the government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia will continue to give our people all the support they need in the time of need. The conclave demanded, as the governing council has always done, the unconditional immediate release of all our leaders and our people. And would like to announce to people this day that Comrade Mancho of BBC is the official face of the Restoration Project. Comrade Mancho of BBC, leader of the Coffin Revolution, is the official face of the Restoration Project of the people of Ambazonia. The conclave, after receiving reports from investigations of fraud perpetrated by some of our leaders, did a deep analysis and determined that those allegations were completely unfounded. The allegations were unfortunate. The conclave condemned all in a mist that continue to circulate false allegations, slanderous allegations, and indulge in character assassination. The conclave called upon all our people to reject claims that some of our leaders, like our own very Vice Chairperson, Comrade Dickin Patterson, or Secretary Milana Tam, had done anything wrong. We want to reiterate from the conclave that some of the transactions that took place might have not followed due procedure simply because the constitution of the government had not been endorsed. So it was a violation of certain processes and not fraud, not corruption, not thievery. We call on all people of Ambazonia to desist from circulating such rumors, and we want to insist from the conclave that no government let its best soldiers away at a time of need. This is a time when anybody who loves the freedom of Ambazonia must understand that the role that Patterson is playing and the role that Comrade Milan is playing is a role that neither you or me can play. Let's put the past behind us as they have, in love and in oneness, and focus on one and united Ambazonia, where every citizen of our country has a role to play without prejudice. A very big announcement now. The one biggest announcement that all our people have been waiting for. The conclave resolved that the wonderful work that SCACUF has done so far be celebrated by all our people. SCACUF, by this announcement, is therefore dissolved. The governing council is, and His Excellency Sisiku Ayuk Tabe has been announced as the pioneer interim president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia under the United Front, and will be forming a government with a vice president and 7 government departments, or what you call ministries. The conclave equally announced the establishment of a Restoration Council made up of 11 members of the current governing council and 4 individuals, 1 per region that will be joining them, and each of them will be coming from Africa, America, Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. The conclave equally announces the formation of an ethics commission made of 7 members. The conclave urges the interim government to intensify the work to mobilize Ambazonians of all walks of life to continue to support the resistance, and especially those in the homelands. And to most of our compatriots in the diaspora, the conclave called upon them to support the revolution with their skills, their expertise, and money, which is the key lubricant for us to cross over finally. The conclave extends warm and fraternal appreciations to the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and its people, as well as the people of the following states: the states of Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Benue, Taraba, Adamawa, and many others, for hosting thousands of our refugees that unfortunately have crossed over. The conclave urges the interim government to intensify its diplomatic intercourse to ensure that the business of state recognition materializes as soon as possible as our people are waiting. The conclave indulges on the interim government to significantly improve its information and communication flow internally and externally so that we tell our own story. We do not allow our detractors to tell our story to the world. The conclave gives SCBC the autonomy to self-sustain itself as well as run an independent board and call upon all countries to send their representatives to the SCBC board within the next 30 days so that it can constitute itself, have its own chairperson and its own administration. The conclave declares the end of the functioning of SCPAC as the central treasury of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia and henceforth creates one national treasury in Ambazonia and regional and country treasuries in the diaspora. Another very big news. The conclave invites citizens of Ambazonia to review the draft interim constitution of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia that will be circulated for public comments. The conclave directs all Ambazonians to stand shoulder to shoulder in the defense of our homeland and congratulates particularly our people in Libya for wonderful work they're doing and asks all constituencies and counties to follow suit. It is our responsibility to protect our people, our property, and our territorial integrity. The conclave condemns the continuing extortion from the government of La Republicj du Cameroon on our citizens. We hear that the government delegate of the Bamenda Urban Council has now increased rents by 100% from 10 to 20,000 a month. Those acts are condemned. The president, the interim president, will be making or releasing an executive order asking our people to respond to this provocation. The conclave reiterates that it's unsafe for our children to go to school as our land continues to be militarized heavily, our people raped, our properties being burnt, and call upon parents to keep their children at home safe given the insecurity situation. The conclave condemns in very strong terms the terrorist acts of the terrorist La Republicj du Cameroon government with bomb explosions, arson, abductions, and terrorism perpetrated in our territory. The conclave dissolves both the governing council and SCPAC, and going forward, the only legitimate authority of the Ambazonian people is the interim government of Ambazonia. We want to announce in conclusion that this conclave had delegates from 20 countries around the globe. Country heads of departments. We equally want to announce that while we had frontline leaders of the consortium, of SCPAC, of SCNC, we unfortunately had the Republic of Ambazonia, AGC, SCYL, and Maurice pulling out. The misinformation that was communicated was unfortunate, and we thought that it was the right thing for them to negotiate, to engage, and to work on the facts, and come on the day they were invited, because we had clearly indicated that the first days of the conclave was for management to review the work they had done, so that on the 31st, that work is presented to the board of directors of the Ambazonian people, which includes all these governments. Proof to that nobody's bigger than this revolution, and we all have to take our rightful places, and the people must judge the roles we play. Is that while Mark Barita and Chris Arno came on the first day, they had to spend several days in Nigeria waiting for the 31st, the rightful day on which they were invited, because that was the right thing. They recognize as those that have played a very important role to push this struggle, and so too is Papa Frank. I would like to conclude by thanking the Secretariat for doing a stunning job, Naloa, Dr. B, SG Milan, as well as members of SINGA, the Southern Cameroon Community in Nigeria, Professor Awasum Augustine, Dr. Cornelius Akwanga, Mr. Frederick Tassi, Mr. Luis Quato, and Dr. Harry Kimang. Had it not been for them, this conclave would not have been what many now do the best conclave ever. Ambazonians, I send you greetings, and I promise you that the days ahead are better. Thank you, Milton Tucker, spokesperson for the interim government for Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sign off now. Sign
I
off.
need to be the car like
your name?
Yes, but
what is SBC?
you want to talk
Interview.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah, we have to interview
we're
the
just at the
pastor.
tail of it now, and we are almost wrapping everything up. You see, the delegates are packing their bags, and so they are just consenting to one another. And we have been able to carry out a thorough interview from prominent people who were there, and you heard live from them. So I think you should be very pleased now to dismiss all those misinformation and disinformation that has been floating all over the street there and all over the territory, that something is seriously wrong. You can see even from behind, you find the delegates so happy, talking freely. Everybody is going with a lot of joy because the resolution arrived at. It is something that has satisfied everybody, and I feel that we really have a direction now, and I'm very convinced that within a short period of time, our dreams are going to be true. Everybody should get ready now that they have their own homeland. Actually, I'm representing a country from Europe, Finland, and I'm also grateful that the people that I met new delegates from America, from Asia, from Middle East, to name just this. So I want to say I'm so grateful for this conclave, and so much I've learned, and I feel that I will act as a very faithful soldier and a disciple as far as this struggle is concerned. I am Walter Skebila Fondo, the chairman for Finland.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Walters. So we're going to take one last interview from our pastor, who came to the conclave and ended it with prayer. So, Pastor, welcome. Please just introduce yourself.
My name is Dr. Papa Frank Lloyd, prophet to the nation.
Thank you so much.
Amazonian patriotic stakeholder, a reformer, and also a dynamic educator.
Thank you so much. So give us your observations for the final day of the conclave and the spirit here as we leave the conclave.
Firstly, I want to appreciate the spirit of understanding and unity that prevailed over all the forces of darkness. Secondly, the conclave was explosive. Good deliberation, good resolution. Above all, God took the final position.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor. So we have about 500 Ambazonians watching us right now, and as a man of God, you need to address them as a man of God. And I mean, you shared a prophetic word regarding the country of Ambazonia. So please just go ahead and share with them
One thing I want all the Ambazonians to know is that this struggle is God ordained. Ambazonian is a divine project and is covenanted to God. And anything that God is there, the end will always be hyper successful. I want to encourage all Ambazonians not to lose hope. We're on the right track. God has promised us a safe landing, but not a convoy. The challenges will come, but God on our side will always prevail and travel, just like what we have seen from the success of this fourth conclave. I want to encourage them to stay connected and steadfast, and each and every one should be responsible and make whatever sacrifices they can so that we all can triumphantly enter and take over what we have already been restored for.
Amen. And thank you so much, Pastor, and thank you so much for the prayers. We can see God at work throughout how our struggle is going. So thank you so much. We wish you journey mercies as you go back home. And thank you so much for attending the conclave and contributing towards the building of our nation.
Thank you.
All right.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, thank you. So, I don't know, but too bad I can't show myself, but finally we're leaving the conclave right now as people are getting into their cars to find their ways to the airport. It's been Derek Yu reporting for SCBC TV from Nigeria, and I'm looking forward to getting home. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and God bless you.